Today, I have 4 agribusiness ideas that I want to share with you today on our channel. 4 solid agribusiness ideas that I want to share with you as a beginner or a first-time farmer out there looking at avenues or a place where you can actually invest your money into agriculture or in agric. You want to invest your money in agric, and the 4 agribusiness idea I'm going to share with you is going to help you as a first timer. But then, if this is your first time of visiting our channel, please do us a favor by subscribing to the channel and also turning on the post notification bell, that whenever we upload new videos, you'll be the first person to get an alert on your device. My name is Christopher Ebenezer. Whenever you come here, make your presence known by dropping a comment in the comment section, or just feel free and ask us any question. You can also pick a number from the description column and get interactive with us on WhatsApp. So take your pen and paper and sit down and don't skip this video. Pay rapt attention to all this that I'm going to share with you today right here on our channel. Well, the first agribusiness that I want to share with you is, as a first-time farmer, is if you want to invest, you must actually be considering vegetable farming. Well, in the third quarter of 2022 in Ghana imported about 400 million worth of tomatoes, and they also imported 100 million worth of onions. So we just heard it. In the first quarter of 2022 alone, we imported 400 million worth of tomatoes, and we also imported 100 million worth of onions. Well, you know, in Ghana, tomatoes, usually we depend on tomatoes from our neighboring countries like Burkina Faso and the like. These are some of the countries that usually produce more tomatoes and our people going for to come and sell to us. Somewhere last year, the price of tomatoes went very high and it became very expensive in the country. Why? Because there has not been enough in the system, and very people that are in the system that were selling tomatoes to couldn't produce enough due to the climate change. So there was actually shortage of tomatoes some point last year, and it became very expensive. You can get like just 2 tiny ones like 5 Ghana cedis. Some areas you can get as high as like 10 Ghana cedis somewhere last year. So it became very expensive in the system. So if you want to invest into agriculture, you should also be looking at vegetable farming, not just tomatoes. You can actually invest into onions, garden eggs. You can also invest into pepper. Pepper has gained grounds in recent times, especially habanero pepper and our local kwakboshito. These are some of the things that are selling real quick. Cabbage also sells real quick. So if you want to invest, look at this avenue, especially those of you who are actually considering irrigation. You are going to make a lot of cash when the time is due, because you are actually going to produce when we are actually out of the rainy season. You are going to produce during the dry season, and as at that time, most of the farmers that usually depend on the rainy season are not going to do much production. So you the one doing the irrigation, that is where you are going to do a lot of cash out. You just be cashing out cash, and you are going to get a good price for your product as at that time. So you can consider onion, cabbage, lettuce, ginger, pepper. Just name all the vegetables you can think of, garden eggs, and you just name them. You can actually invest your money into that venture, and you are never going to regret investing your money into those or areas or these particular areas. And the second thing that I want to share with you is fish farming. So Ghana has the highest domestic demand for fish, and so in Ghana, most households in Ghana, about 60% of the households in Ghana always depend on fish for their protein. So if you also looking at investing into agriculture, another agric venture or venue you can actually explore or invest your money in is fish farming. Well, now you can see that when you get to most of the restaurants now, they have showcase for catfish, and they usually call it point and kill. You get to all these restaurants and they have these fishes in glasses that they showcase. You just point the one you want and they kill it for you, which is very expensive, which actually has which shows that catfish is gaining grounds. It's having demand. Last time someone was like, now the catfish that we used to catch when we were in the villages, you go to maybe this stream and coal, you go to these rivers that are in the villages, especially during the dry season. You just be picking them from the man. It's not very expensive. When you get to restaurants, then they become oga. They are seated in sieves and they are glasses being displayed for sale, and they sell them very expensive. Yeah, so you can actually look for this avenue. Somebody like me, I enjoy the likes of tilapia a lot. I know some people to enjoy the anchovies and co. So if you look at this avenue, you can actually be able to make a good sales. Like the tilapia, the catfish, you should be able to invest in this avenue or these ventures, and you are not going to regret as a first time. And once you are able to do, and these things, you don't need land, you don't need vast land. You can start with your backyard. You can just go call the experts. You can just get maybe a tank, and you can also get a tarpaulin. They can come and set it up for you in your house, just at the backyard of your house, and you should be able to kickstart with that. So you don't need huge acres or bigger land to be able to start with that. Backyard can be able to help you to kickstart with that. So be considering investing into or in catfish farming or tilapia or fish farming in general. That is aquaculture. In third thing is goat farming. Goat farming is very easy to run because you don't have to spend much money on feeding goats. If you are somebody who is into goat farming, you don't need huge money to start, and you can actually be able to put up a very smaller size of structure at a goat pen. You can put up a smaller structure, and you can kickstart with maybe 2 or 3 goats or 5 goats, and you can probably get like 2 females and 1 male, and you can start rearing your goats, and within due course you can be able to expand your farm. And mind you, in a feed you can actually give to 1 cow can be used in feeding like 4 to 5 goats. So that tells that goat is one of the lucrative businesses that you can also consider venturing to, or you can also consider investing your money into. Pig is also very good, but then those who are actually rearing pig or who actually owns pig farm can tell you that taking care of pigs is very expensive, and so if you don't have that much money or much time, don't go investing into pig farming because it is very expensive. You know, pigs, they eat a lot. Same applies to cattle too, they also eat a lot. So goat is another venture you should be also considering investing your money into, and you are not going to regret. You will enjoy it. Goat is something that people usually consume a lot too, so look for that avenue or consider investing into goat farming too, and you will never regret. And the last thing that I'll be sharing with you, the last agribusiness idea that I'll be sharing with you, is cash crop farming. Well, you might be thinking, why cash crop farming? Well, especially those of you who don't like staying at one place, just like myself. If you are the type who travels all the time, goes up and down, you don't stay at one place, but then you have interest in investing into agriculture, you should be considering cash crop farming. Well, if you consider cash crop farming like the likes of cashew, cocoa, and coffee, these are crops that they are perennial crops, and you have to once a while you go there, you have it. So if you're able to take care of the field and they form canopy, all you have to do is weed control all the time. You come once a while, you do your weed control. When the time is due for harvesting, you come down, you come and do your harvesting, and you are good to go. Or you can also consider investing into cassava farming. It's also a yearly kind of crop. So if you invest into cassava farming, you are also not going to regret dealing in cassava. That is also going to help you. Once they also form canopy, you only have to be doing weed control. So these are the 4 agribusiness ideas I've got sharing with you today. Sometimes when I move around in the country and I see vast lands all around, being there without anybody using it, I feel like the government has to actually do something so that they can be able to invest into this area. There are vast land all around across the country, from western, northern, Volta region and central region, Savannah region, OT region. Just think of all the 16 regions in the country that we have all these lands there, and nobody is actually utilizing them. Maybe the government can actually decide to do something about this so that they can also use it for like irrigational activities that can be able to help the youth out there to be able to invest into agriculture. So once again, if you are thinking of investing into agric, these are the 4 solid agribusiness ideas I've shared with you today. It's a secret I'm sharing with you: vegetables and fish farming, goat farming, and cash crop farming. So these 4 ventures is something that you should be looking at investing your money into. Well, once again, those of you interested in farmlands, you can actually pick the contact you see on the screen and call me, and I'll be able to connect you to landowners that you can actually buy lands from or rent lands from for your agriculture activity. So if you're in need of renting a land or you want to purchase a farmland, all you have to do is just pick the number you see on the screen and get interactive with us, and we'll be able to link you up with landowners that can be able to give you a reasonable price for farmlands that you can also actually use and kickstart with your agriculture activity. So subscribe if you haven't done that yet, and if you've got into this state you haven't subscribed yet, kindly subscribe and turn on the post notification bell, and whenever we upload new videos you would be the first person to get an alert on your device. Until then, catch you in another episode.
Please subscribe to the channel and hit on the post notification bell for more updates.